What's going on, everybody? Welcome to GmiasWorld. Today we're going to be talking about some things that you probably didn't know about Madden 19. And this was actually inspired by a lot of my newer viewers that are very, very interested in wondering why their players are not doing certain things. What are they doing wrong? And I'm going to explain to you guys, the reasoning behind why you're not doing anything wrong. It's just the actual game. All right? This is the situation, right? This is very, very interesting, and I've proved it several times. If you guys watch me on Twitch at GmiasWorld, you can watch me here on YouTube as well. I'll do live streams from time to time, but it's primarily for the members. So go ahead and click that join button if you want to be a member on YouTube. It's completely separate from being, from just being a subscriber, and you do get a lot of benefits from it as far as what happens when I live stream on YouTube. But these questions that are coming in, I have to make sure that I answer some of these because it's making people go crazy, and I have to try to simmer it down a little bit to kind of make sure that that you're not the one that's actually crazy, but this is all by design. This is one of the primary things that most of you guys probably don't know. Your players will never play the same way game to game. What does that mean? That simply means that the game is designed for randomness. When I say randomness, Gmia, what are you talking about? What do you mean random? All right, so look, let's talk about this, right? This is what I need you guys to understand. The way that any player that you have on your team plays, it's very, very hard to determine if they're doing the right thing or if it's just fluke. What does that mean? I've spoken to you guys about Cam Newton. Some of you guys has recommended some random quarterbacks that I will never ever use at any time. And the biggest thing about it is, what's the issue with him? Some of you guys have gone as far as to go to mudhead.com and tell me his traits. But guys, just like it's a secret. I already do that. I already know what their traits are. Everybody should, at this point, when you're playing Madden, be familiar with Mudhead. They give you a lot of information about what's going on within the game itself. So thank you guys so much for going out and doing that for me and writing it in the comments. But I'm very, very well aware of the traits that Cam Newton has. That has nothing to do with the fact that he just can't throw the ball the way he used to when it was launched out. All right. Now, when he was actually launched, his 99 gold card. So look, think about it like this, right? For those of you that are starting off the game, and, not starting off the game, but you're trying to figure out different ways to set up your team so that you get the optimal performance, just know that you won't. You see what I'm saying? You see how I just stopped it right there? Like you thought I was going to say, yeah, do this. No. Just know that you won't, because that's the way the game is designed. You're not going to be able to do what your players are supposed to do. So, for instance, I had a couple of you guys like, yo, I want to rage sell this guy and I want to get this guy. And then I'm saying to myself, why though? You see, why would you want to rage sell somebody in Madden 19 to get somebody else? And this is the biggest thing, right? I've rage sold a lot of players for other players just because of the different name. I just don't want to see the same player, but I know that anybody else that I get is going to do the same exact thing. For instance, again, for those of you that are still wondering, like, yo, why is Randy Moss getting locked up by Gary the Snail from SpongeBob? Like, what is going on? I don't understand what's happening. It's very, very simple to understand what's going on, actually. Like, it's not, you look at his numbers and you're like, yo, this guy has 99 everything. But when you go into the game, it doesn't matter. If you go right now and you play a random person in Madden and you streak Randy Moss against, a slower corner, and the corner is in man-to-man coverage, Randy Moss most of the time will not get to run by him. And that is something that's been concerning to a lot of you guys, and you just really want to know, yo, what is happening? I don't know if you're missing my videos when I'm talking about it specifically, but this is something that is designed by EA Sports and is designed because of Breshad Perriman and what he did to Madden 16. So if you want to find out the true facts about it, you have to go back to Madden 16 at the beginning when the game was released and see how fast Perriman was. So the experiment would be, you go to Madden 16, you delete everything, don't download any updates, and just play the game. That was actually the best correlation with the wide receiver defensive back matchups ever in Madden history. And that's going back to all the games, even 25. Because 25, you could beat people deep. 15, you could beat people deep. But 16 was essential. Because if you were super fast, which is what Breshad Perriman was at a lower overall, but his speed was very, very high, you were supposed to run past the players that are slower. Unless they were in, two-man under zone coverages, which is how I defended it. But through a lot of complaints, EA decided to create the slide into your body animation. So what would happen is, even though you had somebody beat deep, they would do an animation where you slide into it. And that's what they started to base all the other Maddens on. It's like very, very obvious. What I'm going to try to do, though, is I'm going to try to I got to see what my Madden 16 game is. I think I broke it into 1,000 pieces and then burnt it. But I'm going to see if I still have because I know I had to get two. One of them got scratched, probably by me, and I had to like get a replacement. I think I should have another one. I'm going to see if I could, pop it in and kind of show you guys what's going on. If we can play it without, I got to just make sure that we don't have the updates. I got to take away all the updates and just try to play it like that and just show you guys what Rashad Perriman was doing earlier in the game, right? But anyway, getting back to this, right? The reason that I want to point this out is because you guys are really having issues understanding that the way the game is designed, you can't get the optimal performance from your players because it's certain things that just has to happen, which leads us to another interesting thing that you probably didn't know. You have to lose certain games even though the person that you're playing is not a good player. You have to. Like, these are things that have to happen. And you might say to yourself, bro, what are you talking about? You ever play a game where you have a very, very long drive and the guy is just playing stock cover 3 and you just can't beat it, and then you finally get into the end zone after a full quarter and then you kick the ball off and you do the high sky kick, and for some reason it lands inside his end zone so he can return it, and then he returns it for 6, and then all the momentum changes? That's not a coincidence. That's not something that just happens because, like, oh, yo, bro, he has really good stick. What happens is everybody is going to block everybody that's in front of him, and it's going to be a seamless return that needs to happen to make sure that that kid is going to keep playing the game, that he's going to go into the store and probably buy MUT packs and do more foolishness. Even though at that point your team is better than his, and it doesn't make any sense based on the way that, everybody is, because you should realistically be able to stop that kick return, and more than likely you got spun out. I know a lot of you guys are smiling like, yeah, I did get spun on a kickoff and the guy went for 6 and I ended up losing the game. Though that's intentional, because what happens is sometimes you'll spin move somebody. Say with I have Deion Sanders as a return man, and I have the defensive Deion Sanders as a return man, right? So I have both of them, and he has very, very high spin. He's able to do a lot of things that other players can't do because, agility, all the other things that go into his card, right? But on a kickoff, if it's set up so that you're not supposed to return it, it'll be one-on-one, and you will have a clean spin, and the computer will stay right in front, and you will not be able to, you won't be able to spin move him. And then you'll play against another guy that has a player with not that high of a spin that will spin move you into purgatory. So a lot of you guys are wondering, like, okay, so what you're telling me right now is that all the stuff that's on my card doesn't matter. That's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Because you can feel that Deion Sanders doesn't play like Night Train Lane. You know what I'm saying? So it's not true that, attributes don't matter and all the other stuff, because like the agility and everything like that, that absolutely does matter. But the seamlessness in which you get fluked, that's not a coincidence. All right? So if you feel for any reason like, yo, bro, this game is wild, you're feeling that way because that's the way you're supposed to feel. You just don't know why it's happening. But for those of you guys that are just, joining us and, starting to watch the videos at GmiasWorld, I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's going on. I'm not going to tell you guys like, oh, yo, bro, yeah, it's this. No. That's not what's going on. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let you know exactly why these things are going on and why it probably will continue into Madden 20. Because the interesting thing about it is a majority of the people that play this game, even if you want to call them pro players, they know, certain things that work, and that's what makes them pros. And it's very, very hard for you to create a formula to beat that, because the game is also enhanced with fluke. So say put it like this, right? You play a guy that knows how to burn you deep, because like he'll motion his receiver instead of just having them stock. You know what I'm talking about? Like you'll come out in trips tight end, and then you'll motion a guy from one side to the other, because just simply motioning that player will give him a speed burst when he gets to the other side of the field to go on a streak. When in past Maddens, if you match up with a guy like, yo, look, my guy is outright faster than your guy. So if you press me and I get off the press, I should have a step. I should be able to catch it. If you press me and you hold me down, I'm not going to throw it. You remember those days of Madden when you could get a successful press and then, you look at that read, it's not there. All right, I'm not going there. That doesn't happen anymore. If you play somebody and you press them and they still throw the ball and it's just up in the air, there's like a 98% chance he's going to aggressive catch you in an animation, stiff arm you to the ground, and run for 6. So these are the things that you really have to understand. I want you guys to build your teams up, because that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to the 99 overall. We got to still wait to see who the 99 overall punter is going to be and all those things. That's what makes the game fun. But I need you guys to understand that these type of things that go on, because there's so many more interesting facts that I can go through and break down for you. And I know, even if you guys are like, yo, bro, yo, that happened, whatever, but nobody believes me, I believe you. I know it happens. Because you couldn't tell me these things that are going on right now in Madden 25. You couldn't even, not even for 13? You couldn't do it for 12. You couldn't tell me these stories because I played that game every day, all the time. So it didn't really matter what was going on. It didn't really matter how bad it was. You kind of knew the limits to the fluke. Yeah, every now and again, a guy would throw the ball. It was a Stevie, and your guy wouldn't react. But it wasn't regular. It wasn't something like this. It wasn't a whole different type of anger that you feel. I don't never, ever remember being this angry prior to, let me see, prior to 16 after the first patch. Because even with 15, you were able to do a lot of things that the players' attributes showed. Like, you would go to like a guy like Ed Reed, and you would be able to see, okay, he has a 99 speed. He would play like a 99 speed. He wouldn't play like, okay, a guy throws a slant route, Ed Reed is there, Ed Reed can't chase him down, and it's a tight end. Like, that wasn't going on. Like, you would be able to, visit. I don't know, what year was that? I think it was like Madden 12 with Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. You remember when that guy was like one of the fastest corners? Like, you weren't doing anything to that. Like, you had to just deal with the fact that he was super fast. So you had to hope that somebody played, man-to-man, and you were able to beat the press and then go. You can't do that right now. You can't get by certain players, even if they're not that fast. You can't. All of the animations that just slide in, the predetermined animations and everything like that, like the guy goes in slow motion, turns around, does a pick. That's ultimately what destroyed the game for people that really like Madden. Now, for the newer generation, they actually like that stuff. The predetermined, like a lot of these younger kids that are playing the game right now that are, on the Madden Pro circuit and things like that, the game right now is so ridiculous that that's acceptable to them. So they're going to continue to go with that. They don't understand that that is something that's not supposed to happen. And some people have lost championships off of predetermined animations. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really bad. So that's why you got to understand, like, all right, look, I got Ed Reed. He's a 99 speed chem, which probably doesn't mean he's 99 speed. He's going to get mossed. Even if he's strafed and ready to go, he's going to get mossed anyway because it's random. You see what I'm saying? So those are some things that you have to understand. And again, that doesn't mean that you don't build your team up to the best capability that you can. Of course you build your team up. You know what I'm saying, bro? Why not? But these are just facts that actually, it's very, very interesting that it's able to go on, but it's real. And that's just something that you have to deal with. And going into Madden 20, like I said, early on, I'm going to let you guys know what the deal is. Like, bruh, if they continue with this, the thing about it, though, that's interesting that I want to make sure that I point out before I let you guys go, I don't think that they're going to remove the animations the way that they are for the reasoning I just gave you. Most of the current players that are playing the game actually like that. So they don't understand that that should not be what the game is based on because we have remotes. Like, how is it that games that, like Final Fantasy, where you actually set it up, you just press the button and they do what it says, are actually more user-friendly than Madden, when everything that you do is supposed to be controlled? Just think about that. It's very, very weird that you can't really control what happens with your player. Like, you'll be running with Gronkowski, he's 6'6", 95 speed, all this other crap chemmed up, right? He'll jump up to get a ball with one hand, and a guy that's like 5'0" behind him will get an animation to intercept it. See, those are the things that you guys have to understand. That's already determined that that's going to be an interception. Has nothing to do with Gronkowski. It's all about the fact that the game is already programmed to do that. So just understand that you're not alone. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, this is real stuff. This is something that EA intentionally does to the game and has been going on for a while. And like I said, unfortunately, it doesn't look like any end is in sight. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Good luck out there on the gridiron. Until next time, one love.